Welcome in, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. This is Discussion Combustion Podcast, episode 63, coming to you from Denver, Colorado, as always. Got another good one lined up for you tonight, guys. One of our favorite guests back in studio for the fourth time. Part four.
Part four.
Mike Pachan back in studio. Always great to sit down and chat with this man. He's helped us a lot. You know, it's been, to the date, 1 year since he was on for the first time, and we partnered up with Mountain Made CBD. Man, what a great adventure it's been. And be sure to head over to mountainmade.life and check out all of your crystal clear CBD products. Arthur, why don't you tell them about it?
Well, so first of all, they have the Puff special that's going through Thursday. That's the same one that we've been advertising. And something new is really exciting that's coming with Mountain Made as well, is they're going to have a subscription program that drops Thursday as well. And with the subscription program, what you do is it's auto pay, auto ship. So what you do is you set up what order you want monthly, you get it all set up one time, and then it just does it for you. You know, so that way you're not forgetting to log on or anything like that. So that's definitely an excellent new feature to keep some of the best CBD coming at you.
Absolutely. I'm definitely going to take advantage of that because I know I go through my Recover monthly. So if I can just set that up, that auto pay, auto send feature, that eliminates the burden of me having to go in there and to resubmit those orders. You know, it really lightens the load a little bit. So take advantage of that Puff sale before Thursday. Right,
yes.
$4 individually, or you can get 6 of them for a $20 bill.
For one crisp 20.
One crisp 20, guys. Get 6 of those things in your pocket, and then get ready to dial in for that auto pay, auto send. That's a great feature.
It is a great feature. There's also Mountain Made Mob. You know, they have a whole network of people who are being active. They're working hard. They're working hard on their bodies and their lifestyle. And CBD is one of the things that helps get them through the day through pain alleviation or like just anxiety. There's so many different areas, and what Mountain Made is doing with the Build, Boost, and Recover is different than other CBD companies out in the market right now. And if you are a dispensary out there and you want to have CBD on your shelf, Mountain Made is up to date with all the new codes, all the new laws and procedures. Go to mountainmade.life, contact info, and you can get this product on your shelf.
Get it on your shelf from LA to Boston, guys. They're shipping nationwide. Get on there. Load up. It's ready to rip, tater chip. A lot of people are always like, man, I take CBD, I don't really feel anything. Well, what I always tell them to that is, it's not necessarily about what you feel, it's about what you don't feel. And what I don't feel when I take is it alleviates my stress, it helps me sleep a little bit, and that's what I've come to learn and love about CBD, and I love working with Mountain Made CBD. Be sure to check them out. Hashtag #GoLikeHell. Sober October's coming. You got to get your workout programs. Be sure to check those out. They offer those as well.
Absolutely. And we are also brought to you by Wild Outdoor Adventures. That's WOAMEET.com.
Sure. Get on over there, guys. Summer is running out. It's hot and steamy out there, but they have a lot of great backpacking trips left in store for you.
Go sweat it out.
Sweat it out. Get up there.
I got to sweat some out.
We probably should get on one of those trips, but I'll tell you this. It's free to sign up. WOAMEET.com. Sign up for free. Check out the hikes you want to go on. Check out who you want to interact with. Singles, veterans, offering great projects for teens. Hope for Teens Project. WA is constantly innovating. It's more than just an online outdoor activity community. It really is bringing people together, gives them an opportunity to communicate through an online system, see what they do outdoors, through their social media, through YouTube, and decide if that's really what you want to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't really cost you anything.
Start a blog on it. You could ask them a question, and people will most likely reply. This is a tight-knit community, people that enjoy the outdoors together, and there's something healing about being outside, being around the trees, the breeze, the leaves. It's important, and this is something that can bring happiness to people's day. The owner, Kevin, is an awesome guy. He has people's best interests in mind. He's truly doing it to help give people a great experience in Colorado. So if you're in the state, you're not familiar with everything, or you're coming through the state, you'd like to get familiar, it's definitely a great place to go. WOAMEET.com.
Doesn't cost you anything but a website click. Get on there, sign up, check them out. Always offering great things. It's less dreaming and more exploring, guys. And we're ready to dive into this. This is episode 63 of DCPC. Pachan's back in the building. Brother, how you been?
You guys know Pat.
Doing well,
as always,
guys. Yeah, thank you so much. Episode 4. Fourth time here.
Yeah, fourth time in here, man.
Yeah.
This one's going to stick.
Yeah.
This one's going to stick. Audio is still available from part 3.
Yes.
But you weren't able to see Mike back on part 3, so now you can see him.
Hey, how are you? Great to be here again. Broke a couple rules last time. I think we've made the
we've learned.
Yeah.
I think
we're now clicking off on the right buttons.
Yeah.
We're checking the right boxes.
Yeah.
Letting folks know, we may be inhaling some hemp on this episode. Click here and enjoy and hang out. Maybe light one up too.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we had to make those adjustments along the way. Last time you were here, we were literally less than 48 hours away from the lockdown.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
We busted out, and then all hell broke loose literally the next day, it felt like.
It really was, because remember, we were here and I had a bunch of puffs, and you tried to pass it over to me, and I was like, bro, I don't think we
wait.
should share right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
And then 2 days later, it was, man, you couldn't even be standing next to anyone. So I'm glad we didn't share those doobies on camera.
I know,
Yeah.
right? We would have been looking. I would have been looking like a fool. I looked silly regardless. You looked very smart there.
Yeah, I was
But
doing my best there.
We took
I'm
the
digging the
precautions.
shirt. What you got? Floral? Is
Yeah,
that
some floral. This is actually my wedding shirt. This
Oh,
is
really?
the
You got
shirt I
married in
wore.
that, huh?
Yeah.
It's looking good, man.
Thanks. Yeah, that was my rule when we got married. I said, I've just never been a fan of neck gear. So I said, no ties for Mike.
Okay.
No ties for Mike. And I wore this in a pretty stylish little custom-made suit coat and a pair of cool-looking slacks and rocked it out.
What kind of shoes? What color were the shoes?
Yeah, so the shoes actually were, I think, the most expensive part of the outfit.
Really?
Yeah. I went kind of hard on the shoes. They had like the 2 clips on the top, and I'll probably never wear them again, but they look good. The, was it St. Angel's, some type of fancy pants. I don't know. We were at Nordstrom, not Nordstrom Rack. My wife took me to Nordstrom. And
Nords?
Yeah, and the pants, they got one set of these pants and all the Nordstrom in Colorado. And they said they had several people show up to try them on because they wanted them so bad. And they fit me like a glove, and I scooped them up.
Nice.
So, yeah, I was feeling
It was
pretty good.
totally meant to be.
Yeah, because that's my thing with dress clothes is I feel out of my personality a lot of times.
Do you?
Yeah, especially in more like a traditional dress clothes. So I said, you know what, I really want to, feel myself and feel comfortable at our wedding. So I had my hair down literally, and my family, my aunt and cousins whose dad and husband started the Go Like Hell saying, who had passed away, wasn't there. But my business partner was a homie, and he brought 6 Go Like Hell hats, and we passed them out to my cousins and aunts. So everyone was wearing those at the wedding, and I had that on the whole time, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah,
That's
man.
awesome.
It was super
And
fun.
you did that, wasn't it during Sober October last year? Because we were rocking that while you were doing your wedding.
Yeah, it sure was. Yeah, so October 12th will be a year for my wife and I. Yeah,
That's exciting.
I'm sure it
it's
went by
been great.
quick.
Yeah,
As it
it
always
has,
does.
and then at the same time, 2020 has kind of gone by like slowish too, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's been a blur, slow,
It
fast.
feels fast
different.
at the same
Yeah, fast and slow at the
nothing
same
has
time, right?
changed
Yeah.
daily almost. Like I'm waking up, rolling out of bed, hitting the laptop,
Right.
ordering food in. Like not a whole lot changed. Like so, it almost feels like
different
Yeah,
and same all at the same time.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
it's a crazy year for
wild.
everyone.
It's been a pretty crazy year.
So Mountain Maid actually overcame a couple things this year, like with production space.
Yeah.
why don't you tell everybody about that?
Sure.
man?
I mean, personally, when all this stuff started, my wife and I talk a lot, and we sat down and just made the decision. We were either going to get better or bitter through this experience, and we chose better. And it hasn't been an easy road, but like a lot of other folks across the country, we made that decision and stuck to it. So on a personal level, we did some cool stuff to stay busy. We built a massive garden at home.
Awesome.
We fenced in about 2,400 square foot of yard, custom built 15 raised beds, built my wife a chicken coop with a chicken run, fenced it in, electric fenced it
That's
in.
awesome.
Yeah.
Put in gravity
So you
fed
did it
irrigation.
right.
Keeping foxes out of there.
Compost. Yeah, fox, bear. It's rated for bear. I touched it. It works. Like, it's for real.
It's gonna scare a bear off.
Yeah, you can spend $100 on a voltage meter, or you can just walk up and touch the damn thing. And let me tell you something, I saved the $100 and the fence works. So
Beautiful.
but yeah, Mountain Maid, it's been a wonderful journey. It always has been in peaks and valleys, right?
Yeah.
And we were getting ready to inherit the production space that we were at, and we would have been the 3rd CBD company to inherit it. The first 2 have all grown out of the space and popped off, so we were like, sweet, this is going to have some awesome juju, we'll roll right through. Right before that, we had ramped up a bunch of inventory for a massive deal. Someone wanted to sign on, spend a bunch of capital on it, and 2 days before the order was going to ship, they canceled the order.
Yeah, I remember.
So, we
remember
were
that kinda happening.
we were stuck with a bunch of inventory, and then 3 days later, the landlord called us and said, we just don't want to deal with CBD people anymore.
Wow.
So you no longer have a production space. So we said, okay, no problem. And then about a week after
bitter
that,
or get better.
Get bitter or get better. A week after that, a partner radioed in. There was 3 of us. There's now 2, and That particular person said, I'm just going to be most comfortable moving on myself. So the current partner, Bronson, and myself just said, this is a perfect time to tear the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
Tear it down.
And rebuild.
Just rebuild it.
Yeah.
Right from the parts that we want to have left over. So we stripped the thing down, recalibrated it, rebuilt it. We had 2 bottles of build left in inventory. We had not produced anything in 6 weeks. And we were like, what do we do? What do we do? And bam, caught a space, sweet space. It's around a lot of really intense, creative people. We're going to have some outlets to some super cool products, including Delta 8 THC that we're going to start producing here shortly. And the whole thing just fell back together really, really well. So
Landed right side up. That's
awesome.
good, man.
yeah, rubber side down, right side
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
Trials and tribulations.
Yeah, and then,
That's been the story of this year, it feels
been the
like.
story of this year, and then on top of that, the whole time my wholesale firm in the marijuana industry is just absolutely setting record numbers. The industry
badass.
in itself is setting record numbers. A lot of people say they work 80 hours a week. I definitely think I'm putting in a solid 70.
Yeah.
And it's
Paying
personally
off.
just
when
just
you hustle
enjoying the
hard,
experience
man,
for what it
hustle's
is.
the hustle's not easy.
No,
You know,
right.
but when you hustle,
Absolutely.
results happen.
Yeah, and and there's a saying like, the more you deserve, the harder it gets, right? Because the universe is going to test how much you want things. So right when things completely, the lug nuts pop off screaming down the highway and the tires are rolling, you got to make that decision how much you want it. Grab the wheel and steer.
Yeah.
That's true.
At that point, you got to own it.
Yeah, you got to own it.
Got to own it, man.
So in retrospect, super cool experience. Really glad it all happened. Couple hard days mixed in there, but we're not that we ever left, but we're back. We got the throttle down. I just came from production. I was there a solid 8 hours today.
Nice.
Like I was telling you guys before the podcast started, took a solid hobo bath in the bathroom before I got here. Arthur was teasing me on the way, and he's like, "You look sharp." I'm like, "Man, 15 minutes ago I looked like hell," but thanks.
You made
it. Going back tomorrow. So
You got the hair all tied back.
all tied back.
Kind of looking,
looking
nice, man.
Yeah, man. Watch out.
Maybe you can
Watch
light a
out.
wave
Yeah.
during this episode. So
Yes,
I show everybody the locks.
Yeah, that's
What you're working with over there. No, but it's cool, man. So it's been a lot of fun having you on 4 times. Kind of just building a
Been a year.
friendship, been
It's
a
been a year.
relationship.
A solid year.
Yep.
It's crazy, man. Because at this point, I feel like when we're just chit chatting in the garage.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
When I remember when you first came on, that was seriously an educational episode. Like we covered a lot. Like both of Kevin and I didn't know anything about CBD. We're all
great information. Honestly,
Yeah.
if the listeners haven't seen episode 18 of Discussion Combustion,
Yeah.
with
Thank
Mike
you. I
Pachan,
think we
was
really
terrific.
knocked it out of the park.
Oh, it was
on
great,
that
man.
episode.
And then the
got a lot
second
of
time
good
around, we
stuff
had the
done.
guest questions.
Yeah, which was wonderful.
A lot of people submitted some questions that you answered directly, and
Yep. And then the third time we broke all the rules and
the
just
third
got put
time,
down. Yeah.
the third time was not a charm. I
Right.
mean, it was a charm, but
the
it didn't.
audio stuck. But unfortunately, we had the video pulled,
Right.
and got a warning.
We did.
We got a warning.
Yeah.
We're learning how to play with
Did
YouTube's
you frame
rules.
it? Did you frame the warning?
We should.
You
Well,
should.
We
yeah,
still
we should.
have it in
Yeah,
email
you
still.
really should.
And
yeah.
to add to that point while we're on it, if people are tuning in and you want to comment on our video below, because of the strike that we received, comments have
The
been
warning.
disabled for the Discussion Combustion YouTube
Probably
channel.
for how long do you think that?
We're not
lasts?
really sure, but they mandatory disabled the comments. You can still like, you can still subscribe. Be sure to do that. And if you do want to comment, find us on social media and
discussioncombustion.com or
there's lots of other ways to
discussioncombustion@gmail.
comment. But point
Yeah.
being is, we learned a lot from that episode, Mike.
Yeah.
And,
Hey, that's great. That's what it's all about, right?
And actually,
Yeah.
this is
Learning.
a secret. Is the first time we recorded it, for some reason the software messed up.
Oh, yeah.
and
Yep,
so it
right.
recorded through the mic
Yeah.
on the laptop, and
Oh, it
none
was
of our
terrible.
mics on the table. And so we go to play it back, and
Oh,
it
it
just
sounded
sounds
terrible.
pingy and reverby. And so we actually recorded that episode back
Twice.
to twice, and it wasn't quite the same the second time.
was close.
It was
We
pretty
tried.
close. Like we tried to hit
We
it.
tried.
But
Yeah. Yeah,
what
well,
a
that was great
champion there.
because you were so
you stuck
excited
in.
about the, would you rathers. So we go to tape it the second time, and Arthur's like, "We'll just scrap them," and I'm like, "No," and he's like, "We'll just scrap them," and I prompted it in
remember
the
that.
epised.
I
I was
remember
like,
you were like, "No,
so
man,
what
I'm
about
not-"
the would you rather?
I know, I'm like,
I
"Damn
got
it,
him
Mike."
again, right?
I'm like, we already know. You already know what it is.
Yeah.
'Cause
yeah.
I like to keep it a secret.
Right.
I don't like people to know what that is until it drops.
It was
But I love being here. It's good. It's
Yeah.
discourse, right? Like having a solid conversation and just going around the horn and listening and going back and forth. I think folks, need to put their phones down and do this more.
Yes.
And I think we're seeing that right now and how important that is. Just set your phones down and go have a human-to-human discussion and get back to that, like, immediately. It's important.
I totally agree.
It's important,
Because, I mean, there's so many different things that go unnoticed to the subconscious, conscious mind when communicating face to face. Like, there's body language cues that you pick up on. Even if I was like deaf listening to people talk, you could almost feel their energy.
Yeah,
you
right.
could kind of tell what they're thinking.
Sure.
Just by how they're communicating body language wise. Looking at somebody in the eye, like these are time old things that you don't really think about, but
right.
that's why people who depend on social media for that dopamine release of, oh, this is getting likes, this is getting loves, wow, look how many views this has, like. It's temporary though, and it's not going to be as fulfilling. You have all these friends, but you don't ever even Skype with them.
Right.
It's all typing, so you don't hear a voice, you don't hear how they're talking, you don't see how they're
completely
talking.
disconnected. Yeah.
And it causes depression.
It certainly does. It's taken social distancing to a negative level, I feel like,
Yeah, I'm wondering how this great social media experiment is all going to play out. Personally, I logged off mid-April and haven't touched it since.
I think that's terrific.
I
wish I could do the same.
Yeah, and I had been saying that for a while, so we handed off all the social media from Mountain Maid to a full-time social media person, and I'm just done. It's interesting because, I run as an entrepreneur. I run off my gut feeling all the time. My gut says jump. I don't even ask how high. I just start jumping. And I get my star charts read every year by my spiritual mentor. So she sits down and looks at where I'm personally at for the year and then shows me essentially what systems and structures are in place and then what my tikkun, what my learning experience is for the year. And she's essentially said, is your gut telling you anything, because your instinct's going to be running really hard this year? And I said, man, I logged off social media and it's feeling good. I was about to get caught up in this shit. And she said, well, that's great because you're not supposed to be on it this year. And I was like, yes. So my spiritual practice for the year is a form of silence and a sense of really, really watching what I say. And there's a term for it. And so that's my practice this year. Is I have a lot of thoughts and I want to engage, but the disengaging to me is sort of the gift that I'm going to give the world this year is not stirring the pot, not engaging it, and stepping out in being a voice of silence.
I think that's pretty cool. It's a cool perspective because you don't normally, unless if you're thinking about how you think constantly, so you have to start with that. If you're doing that, then you're kind of interested in, what's my mind doing? How am I reacting to this outside influence? Because I'm big on being progressive on my thought pattern, how I feel, how I react to things. Because if I could be progressive enough to know who I am and trust what I want to do and not react to things so much, then I'm going to have a stronger presence. And sometimes that's watching what you say. Sometimes that's not saying what I would normally say, stirring the pot, like you said.
Yeah.
I'm totally agreeing with that. I think that's a good, healthy perspective just to do any time of your life.
Yeah, I think there's enough voices at this point in time. So I'm going to be one of many voices of silence, and I think it's catching on. I know. I wouldn't say a lot of people, but it's not rare these days to hear someone say, I logged off social media.
Yeah.
Or I'm off at least for a little bit. And it's like, hey, I get it. It's, social media has been around for what, 5, 7, 8, 9 years now. It's right around in that time frame. And it's like when TV first came out or radio first came out. It was great. And then, the pendulum swings so far and then it sort of regulates. So I'll be interested to see what this great experiment, happens with it in the next few years. Personally, I'm really stoked to not be on it. I miss aspects of it.
Sure.
I like to be social and chit chat, but the only thing I love more than talking is an actual real conversation and real discourse. And I just wasn't finding that anymore.
Yeah, I completely got away from that. I mean, we mentioned the toxicity I feel that social media provides, modern day, especially now more than ever.
Yeah.
Keyboard warriors, people starting arguments over, a screen.
Well,
over
even
a post.
intimate, too, with people that, you love and you've been around, 15, 20-year
Yep.
friendships, or mom
Yeah.
and dad, or a cousin. And, I think we spoke about this when we were getting pizza. A history teacher of mine in high school posed a question that he knew we wouldn't get the exact answer. We got close to it, but he said, tell me the difference between, taking someone's life with a dagger and a rifle.
Yeah.
And no one got it right, but the word he was looking for was intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He said there's an intimacy difference. And, this is intimate, and when you're on your keyboard, you lose that intimacy. It's like the sniper rifle of a conversation.
Sure.
And you add in a moniker on certain social medias, and people get carried away really quick because there's no intimacy or recourse for what you're saying. There is, but you don't feel the measurement of it as close. Like if, I was to tease Arthur right now, like I would see his nonverbals, 80% of communication, and I'd be like, oh man, I hurt the dude's feelings. And that would resonate with me, right? And I'd be like,
Really?
But if I'm
you
just
heard my
banging
feelings,
away
that-
on a screen to a moniker,
Yeah.
like I don't understand if I made that person depressed, or if
That's
that
true.
person doesn't have, the strength that they need. Maybe they made a comment and they don't have the strength needed to take the reaction of that comment. Like there's so many downstream effects from that. I don't want to participate in it.
Yeah.
That seems fair to me. I mean, honestly, like I said over our meeting, was if it wasn't for the social media, promotional aspects and the people that you can reach and keep in the loop of what we do on a day-to-day, I personally wouldn't be associated with it.
Yeah.
But there is such great resources that come from it that we have to keep it somewhat relevant. But it's sad because, I mean, especially this year, I mean, it's really been growing the last 4 years, between the politics and the, the protests and the civil unrest and, racism, what have you. People are upset and they take to social media about it, and then people just start going back and forth, and it just builds and builds and builds.
It's a quick outlet.
Yeah.
I'm just unsure if it's an authentic outlet, or if it's a quick outlet.
Sure.
To me, an authentic outlet is, doing something consistently and really buying in. And I'm just wondering how much authenticity there is to, it's a reactionary mindset, right? And I'm not going to sit here and quote medical terms because I was in college for 7 years, but I'm not a doctor by any means. Most of that was due to
Dr.
just
Green Thumb.
failure and really poor grades and shit. But the way you think in a reactionary mind is totally different than when you're thinking in a creative mind. When I'm in the gym, I'm in a very consistent and dedicated mindset. If I'm angry or upset at a home remodel project, I'm not in that same mindset. And thank God for it, because I don't want to be that person all day, every day.
Yeah.
I want to be my authentic self and really be Mike. When you're in that upset mind, you're not really being yourself anyway. So I think you're robbing yourself of your actual authenticity when you're just banging out anger. And
I get pissed sometimes. Like sometimes I lose my patience pretty easily. Like over technology, sometimes will like piss me off, or like if I take off my pants and my sock pulls the pant inside out.
Oh.
That pisses me off sometimes, because like I'm trying to kick it down my heels.
Yeah.
when I'm taking it off, and then like it won't. It just sticks on my pants, and then finally just flick it. I'm like, fuck it, I can't change it. But like it's just like little. I don't know. Sometimes I get a little worked up, man.
get a little worked up.
It's
Yeah.
it's important. It's
Have you ever
important.
changed the method to how you depant?
Well, I mean, how else do you? Maybe I should take my socks off first.
I mean, that would be.
So I usually leave. Do you mind passing me that lighter?
No.
No, but a lot of times I leave my socks on when I'm taking the pants off.
I mean, how skinny are those jeans if you're getting your socks caught up in the pants?
I know what you're saying, though, Art, because, like, for me, I've gotten better at this in my older age, because I've struggled with a little bit of anger problems most of my life.
Yeah.
But the older I get, the more I realize what's really worth getting angry over.
Yeah.
And that's becoming smaller and smaller. But there's still a few things that really just get me fired up. And
Yeah.
technology is one of them. If a computer doesn't respond the right way, or if something,
Yeah.
it just upsets me.
See, same here, but I also don't understand technology. If I'm doing a remodel or working in the garden with my hands and it's more tangible to me. Like I can see how I messed up that miter cut with the saw, or the angle's not right. Like it's right there, but when I look at your computer, I'm like, I don't even know what that. I think it's just magic gnomes in there connecting me to the internet. Like I have no idea.
Right.
And you see people that get the technology and they're like, oh, it's a cookie browser, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm out. I'm out. I'll just turn it off. Like I'll walk to the post office and send a letter if the computer won't email.
Sure.
But when you're angry and you're upset, that's the best time to step back and learn from it.
But you have to be aware that you're angry. You do have to be aware.
It's
like what you said earlier. It's like, are you actually like, paying attention to like your feelings? Are you actually like considering like that me acting angry is not the version of me that I want to be? Like that's really not who I am. Like what you said, and I totally feel that, because I mean, when you lose your cool, you lose it, and you're like picking up momentum rolling down a hill. That's normally how it is. And you're like, you know what, matter of fact, this kind of pisses me off too, and then you just kind of keep rolling, and that's normal. That's actually more normal for the human mind to go through than a like pumping the brakes. You know what, let me try to see this from another perspective. Like let me look at the bigger picture. Like, is this problem really worth me throwing a pillow across the room?
Right.
Yeah.
Is it worth that? Like, is it worth getting that worked up?
Do you ever notice
over?
You only stub your toe or bang your shin when you're pissed off? Like, you're never in a happy mood and smashing your shin, ever.
It is a good point.
Ever.
Yeah, things aren't going just terrific that day, and man, what else could go wrong? And then you stub your toe, or
It's always when you're in that angry mindset and you're upset. So again, you're sending it out and you're drawing it right back in so fast.
Yeah, that's a good observation.
And also too, just how responsible are you for that anger? And I'm speaking from personal experience, because when I get upset, I'm pissed. And then my wife's like, I don't want to deal with this right now. Like, you miscut a piece of trim. Who cares? And then you realize, you're fit in that energy. There's other people surrounding in it too. And again, back to the social media experience, it's a pool of energy at this point. So if you log on, you're making the choice to be in that pool. But, it's a matter of how many people are going to be accountable and responsible for the energy or them pissing in that pool.
Sure.
And there are a lot of people pissing in that pool right now.
Sure as hell is.
And it's like, man,
hope you got a filter on that, on your drinking water.
Man, a mega filter.
Have you guys seen? Cause I like to watch the YouTube cool inventions and stuff. Cool inventions, and one of them was like it was like the straw that was kind of wide, so it wasn't like a small straw, but you could drink out of like any running water source with this like big fat straw.
Oh, survival straw.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of the charcoal in there. It somewhat filters it out.
I have one in my car.
Do you really?
Oh, you got that thing?
I swear to God, I do.
Those would be handy when
I
you're
have a
hike.
bug home bag in my car at all times.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good to always be prepared. I carry a little bit of something like that in my trunk.
Yeah.
Just bare essentials if
Bug
you were to
home.
get if you were to be screwed. But
hell, I got stuck on I-25 for 5 hours one day. There was a fatal accident, sadly enough, and I was only 2-3 miles back from it, so I was fresh into the traffic jam, and the highway shut down, and it was 5 hours, and I was like, I had just drank the rest of my water and was literally in my head, I'll stop at the next, get a little drink, because I was at the tail end of my day, coming from like Trinidad or something, and there you are, boom. And some fella opened his trunk and he had a case of water and he was passing them out.
That's cool.
Yeah, everyone's just sitting there streaming from their phones waiting, but like 5 hours is a long time if you're thirsty. Like,
that's a long time.
Yeah, you don't realize that all the time because things are so convenient.
It was nice of that gentleman to hand them out.
So, yeah, it was super. Yeah, it was great.
So talking about conveniences, if you had to choose between having electricity and no running water, or running water and no electricity, which would you pick?
Okay, can I go a level deeper than that?
Yes.
When you say having electricity and no water, do I know for a fact there's no water, or I don't have water at that moment, but I have electricity and I can search for water?
Yeah, I mean, anything electricity can provide.
I'd probably go with the electricity.
Yeah,
because for the mini farm, as we're calling it, we just set up rain collection barrels, and we fixed and rebuilt a 65-year-old well, so we're actually pulling water out of the ground at this point.
Yeah.
Our house runs on county water, but we fixed the well.
But if you don't have water, then you don't have toilets.
But we're catching so much rainwater that we now have a backstock of rainwater.
That's badass.
But the electricity allows me to pump the rainwater to different parts of the property, and electricity allowed me to run my power tools to fix the old well on the property to pull even more water.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the logical way to go. 'Cause
Yeah.
electricity is going to give you a lot of opportunities to ration and collect.
Use tools.
Yep, other
build.
sources
Yeah,
of
yeah.
rainwater, even if you're going to bring it in from a
Yeah.
stream and purify it that way with
But
electricity.
I don't know if that breaks the rule then.
Well, what's the rule?
Well, you know, like
Yeah, maybe I thought too much into that.
Well, I don't know. I love
Yeah,
going in,
that's where I
diving
would
deeper.
go. Yeah.
But like, if you don't have electricity, if it's like one or the other, then like you can't use electricity to like create the plumbing and all this stuff. Like you would just have to like travel to go get it, right?
Oh, okay. So if I had
It's good 'cause
water,
it's a
then for
one or the
survival.
other.
But if I was gonna pick one of two things right now, I mean, I'd say to hell with my county water and keep my electricity, and we'd be just fine. Yeah.
Yeah, from rain collection.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can collect.
That's a fair point.
I think in July now I can only, because I'm in Colorado, I can only store 110 gallons on the property at once. But if I use it, I can collect another 110. We collected several hundred gallons of water just off the roof.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, just from the water that we had. Now August is a different story. It's not raining as much.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
pretty
But
dry.
traditionally, the driest month is August.
But you had saved a little.
So do you store it in like
Yeah.
the big like drum barrels, or how do you
Yeah,
store
the
it?
55. So I found those on sale for $5 a piece.
Nice.
Yeah,
Not a bad deal.
yeah. Food grade, cleaned them out. They had some scents in them, but cleaned them out, and they're working great. Started working with PVC pipe, and connected them all up through the garden, and then got some biochar, so a really porous carbon filter, and I filter the rainwater coming out of the drum, going into the next one. And then if need be, we have a bucket with a really strong filter where we could, quadruple filter it and then boil it so it'd be potable by the time it got into the house.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
That's cool.
that's a good setup.
Yeah.
That's a good setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm still going to take electricity though, for sure, because I just feel like there's other ways to get drinking water, and if I have to shit in a hole in the ground and bury it, so be it.
Yeah.
I'd rather have electricity. I feel like I'd be a lot more resourceful with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 'cause that's really like the main modern thing. I mean, I don't know sometimes when I put these together, I'm like trying to think like what are the different viewpoints,
Yeah.
because, to not be able to go wash my hands or like having plumbing, you could have, sinks and plumbing like toilets without electricity running. Like you deal with that on a cabin that you
Yeah.
rented like
Yeah.
for a week
I
recently.
did. It was great.
So it's like, because you could have a fire, but then that's your nightlight, and then you're not using any phones or anything. When I was
Yeah, no
originally putting it
electricity
together,
for the short term would be, I mean, that's what you just did, right?
Yeah, I did a little bit of off a grid thing. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that would be enjoyable
Yeah.
if you're driving into it and then you're leaving from it. For the long term, I think if I had electricity, I could build the resources needed to
Accommodate the water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
accommodate the water area.
Yeah.
But without electricity, I mean, you look at how many power tools it took just to do that simple garden project.
Oh, that's true.
Man.
That's true.
And there's something you said about a screw gun, right? Versus
Oh, yeah.
hammer and
Oh, you
nail.
call them screw guns
Yeah.
instead of drills?
Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard a screw gun, I was
Yeah.
a screw gun.
Yeah,
like,
screw
what is
gun
that?
versus
You drill?
a hammer,
No,
or
screw
even
gun.
just cutting that
Yeah.
barrel for the bulkhead connection for the PVC piping out. I mean, shit, that was just a drill or a screw gun, with
Screw
a
gun.
hole punch on it. Zoop, thing
Screw
was
gun.
set to size.
That's true.
Yeah.
But when I was originally
Yeah.
putting it together, I'm like, nah, I'm having the water, I'm having a nice fire,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna live that life.
Yeah.
But now that I'm listening to all the logic behind picking electricity,
Yeah, I think I would go with electricity. Yeah,
I'm going electricity
yeah,
too.
yeah. It is wood chopping season though. I'm getting pumped
Yeah.
about the fires coming.
Put on the overalls.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got 2 sets of overalls.
What color are those? Wait,
Yeah,
sage. Are they sage?
So I got the what are the like tan colored
Okay.
ones, heavy insulated.
Yeah.
And then I have just a pair of denim non-insulated.
Are they like the Carhartt ones?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
real heavy duty,
Oh, yeah.
thick.
Yeah.
And then do you wear like a red and black flannel underneath it all?
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
lumberjack
Go to
101,
town,
bro.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wood chopping season's my favorite part of the year, man.
Is
I
it?
love it. Yeah, I just got my chainsaw out of a tune-up. They went over like a 16-point inspection. I got my 8-pound wedge, and man, I'll be splitting wood starting September 1st all the way through March.
That's
I
terrific.
love it. I love splitting wood.
That's good. Do you have a wood stove, or how do you?
Yeah.
Do you burn it in a wood stove?
Yeah, so we have two. We have an original early 1900s potbelly stove in the house, which gets used the least. It's hot, man. It's a hot little bugger. And then we have a cool fireplace that has 3 sides to it. So our living room, our kitchen table, and then the kitchen all have a fireplace face.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, and that actually, a lot of people tell you, oh, they don't actually give off heat. Ours does. And I found a methodology to it because we have a little metal gate around it to keep the sparks out. So if you turn the ceiling fan off and let that metal get hot and really boost the fire up, build those coals, and then turn the fan on low,
It'll move the heat.
oh man, up to like 73 degrees.
That's
upstairs.
terrific.
Yeah.
Is that your primary
Yeah.
heat source? Do you use propane?
We
as well,
have
or-
just a gas, HVAC unit
Okay.
in the
Okay.
house as well. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like wood stove heat. We use that a lot where I grew up on the lake up in New Hampshire in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
And we'd get a cord, 2 cords of wood a year delivered in.
Sure.
We wouldn't necessarily do the chopping. We'd pay for it to come in chop.
Yeah.
We'd stack it up, and that was part of the
a
weekly
lot of
chores.
wood.
A lot of wood.
Yeah.
And we would stack up this big circle rack right next to the wood stove.
Cool.
And we would just keep that thing loaded all the time. And
Yep.
those air movers through the house. It's crucial in those
Yeah.
cold environments.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially with the humidity because you're actually cold.
That wet cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Wet
true.
cold. Yeah.
Yep.
It's FU cold.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unforgiving.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But man, we love it. We use the fireplace all the time. Saturday or Sunday if it's snowing, make a charcuterie board, sit there and watch TV and just burn wood.
I mean, the fire is fun to watch. There's something.
it's great.
There's something
I love it.
primal about that. When I
Totally
stare
agree.
into fire,
Yeah.
I actually think like men of years and years, like all the men of
100% agree.
the world, all the men and women of the world
Yep.
have stared into the flame.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
essential.
like one of
Yeah, it
those
is.
timeless things.
Yeah, it is timeless.
Same
Yeah.
with looking at the clouds.
Yeah.
Like you look at the sky, it's pretty much timeless.
Yeah.
Any creature that's been on this planet has looked up and
Looked
seen
up.
clouds,
Yeah, yeah.
and seen the weather and seen all seen the stars. Like
Man,
that's
let's talk
timeless.
about the sky. Did you guys see the videos that were released with the unidentified flying discs?
Oh, from the U.S. Navy.
Ooh, yeah.
I've seen a few of them for sure.
Where's that all going?
And then the Pentagon went on the record to say that
On the
UFOs
record.
exist.
Yeah, they said, "quote These are objects that were not made here on Earth."
Yeah. No, I
that
think
what
that
they
was the way.
said?
I think that's the way they framed it.
That's
yeah.
basically how they say, okay,
Yeah.
well, we don't know what they are, but we're going to say that they're probably not made here on Earth. Now, a
Yeah.
lot of people obviously quickly jumped on and started, keyboard warriors, oh, this is bullshit, there's no proof behind any of
Sure,
it.
you got to have fun with it, though. You got to go, all right, what discussion does that bring? Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
think. Let's explore it creatively and see where
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah.
How cool is it that someone took that step, one, to release the videos because they're super cool from just an engineering standpoint?
but they were just like very pixelated, like not the best. Like it doesn't look like the best video.
Right, and I
know?
don't know for a fact because I've never been in a fighter jet, but I think that's
Yeah.
how things look on your screen all the time.
Oh, really?
I think when you see a plane on that screen, you're just seeing the silhouette. I could be wrong. I do know because I've watched some shows on them analyzing them. Those things are moving fast. So the way my mind works is I don't get upset and start complaining about it. I'm like, how does that work? Who built that? How does it run? Like, what does that mean? Like, that's super interesting to myself.
So, just quick fact about the solar systems, and then I'm going somewhere with this. But,
Yeah, okay.
But so normally solar systems have a gas giant in the Goldilocks zone, and that's the norm. But because we have two, Jupiter and Saturn, they checked each other and kind of maintained further out, and because of that, the rocky planets were and that's how Earth. So we're very lucky on a solar system view of development of solar systems. Usually it's a gas giant closer to the sun, and so even that makes super rare. So do you feel like there is extraterrestrials and they can travel to Earth and
Yeah, I mean, there's other life out there besides us. I mean, that's how my brain, assumes a question like that is, I'm not intelligent enough to declare no, right?
That's
because
true.
a no is an end all, right? No, stop, end a conversation, done. I mean, who is
Yeah,
Mike Pachan to say
yeah,
no to that, right?
Yeah, how
I
would
would
you
say
know?
I would
Right.
assume that probability says that the universe is always coming up with, right? I mean, look at just animals on Earth that shouldn't survive in extreme situations, and nature provides. Well, the universe is nature, right? So to say that the universe can't provide outside of an ideal setting that we say is Earth seems like a much bigger concept than, Mike Pachan should be able to slap a no on, especially
Yeah.
in a hurry, like a hurry no. It's like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah, I
man,
agree.
my head would explode if I really tried to wrap my mind around saying no to that.
Yeah.
And there's so
So-
many variations, like, of different types of suns and different type of life that, if there is intelligent life, like, it could, look nothing like us, and like this could be a very harsh climate for that life.
Yeah,
it's
right. It's,
like
perspective, right? I mean, for us, this is ideal, but, we're watching, my wife and I watch a lot of interesting shows together, and they were saying, a fish lives in 4D or 5D, right? Because we have 3D, but a fish can go up and down. So that's I think it was two other ways, so 5D. So that's like what a fish knows. That's not abnormal. If I
Yeah.
could just be sitting here and shoot to the ceiling right now, that'd be totally abnormal for us.
That's true.
But yeah,
makes
on
for great
Earth,
entertainment,
another
though.
being who's in a different environment, which is water rather than land and air, that's totally normal for them to go up and down as well as forward, backwards, left, right.
Sure.
Or
So they
diagonally.
have a
if,
whole
like,
nother
yeah.
access to
They have
work
a sphere
off.
of movement.
Yeah, a total sphere of movement. Yeah.
There's just too many
It's
mathematical
interesting.
uncertainties, I feel like, to suggest that there's absolutely no other form of intelligent
Yeah.
life
Right.
outside of this, not only Earth, but universe. I mean,
Right, right.
there's not enough information.
And why wouldn't you want to ponder that and
Sure.
explore it, even
Yeah.
if it is a no? Like, so in a small business, if you get to a no, that's one thing, but you got to backtrack and dissect all the way up to that no. One, to find the yes that works around the no, and two, figure out why there is that no there. There's so much to explore. No doesn't stop the conversation. No is really just the beginning of the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
You know.
the no perspective?
Right.
So,
Right.
how about like wormholes, like where they're out in space and they kind of just make you travel instantaneously, like light years? Like,
Yeah.
have you heard of those existing?
Yeah, I mean, again, my wife and I, this is what we do when we're eating cheese and, watching fires burn
Cheese,
at the
huh?
house. Yeah,
Another
we love
cheese
charcuterie.
fanatic.
Oh, we love charcuterie. Cheesy crackers, man, some pickles.
Oh, I love
wait,
pickles.
so that's
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard. I don't feel fancy right now. 'Cause charcuterie.
Charcuterie, right?
What
it's
is
a fancy
that?
way. To
I've
me,
never
it's
heard
cheese
that.
and crackers. That's what we said growing up, but everyone out here calls it charcuterie.
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 What
right?
kind?
Charcuterie?
Charcuterie. I've
Charcuterie.
heard.
Is that the word
Yeah,
of the
it's
week?
meat and cheese.
No.
Meat,
'Cause I've never
cheese,
heard that
bread,
one.
pickles, olives. It's like a snack tray.
It's-
okay.
yeah,
Oh,
in the
okay.
Midwest,
So
we
it's
just
not-
call
it's
it
not
snacks,
just
but
cheese
out
and
here, man,
crackers.
it's like
Snacks.
charcuterie, right?
Okay.
Snacks.
It's
yeah.
and if
So,
you
so it has meat and
Snacks.
other things
Or if you
other
wanna-
than cheese
Yeah,
and
cheese,
crackers. Okay.
crackers, mustard. Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah,
It's
come
good
up on a
stuff.
It's a
Sunday,
platter,
we'll eat some
charcuterie
charcuterie.
platter.
Man. Yeah.
some people
charcuterie.
call them
Okay.
hors d'oeuvres. I've heard
d'oeuvres,
called
right,
that.
yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But we watch all kinds of shows like that. Like, again, it's the what we don't know interests me much more than someone just saying no.
Yeah.
No. Like, well, I mean, come on, right? Like, look how many things people said no to that happen now. The Earth is not the center of our solar system. People said no to that, right? People said no to gravity, right? It wasn't like a scientific force. It was a spirit.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, just think all the silly no's that were so dominant from
It's true.
people. And back then they weren't keyboard warriors; they were scroll warriors, right? They would just get in their scroll and
Start
scribble
writing.
Sending
no and
pigeons.
hold it up, say no.
I'm gonna.
You know?
I'm not just gonna send one pigeon today.
Right.
I'm sending a bushel.
Right, a bushel with nose on them. So is there wormholes? I mean, personally, I don't know. I haven't experienced one. But how cool would it be if there
Maybe
was?
that-
Because
maybe
then what
that's
can
how-
you do with that?
Maybe that's
Yeah.
how the aliens, if there is
what can
aliens
you do with
that
that?
are
Just
coming
zipping
here,
across the universe.
yeah, maybe they know where the wormholes are at, and
Right.
even though we haven't discovered their solar system or their galaxy yet, it could be from another galaxy. What if they could travel a galaxy away? Like,
Right.
that's a long
Right.
way.
And just think about like
you know?
perspective, like flight. We didn't figure out flight because people were in the wrong perspective. They saw a bird and they thought it was a flapping motion until someone saw the perspective that it was pressure, high pressure, low pressure. It was perspective. So if you watch that Pentagon video and your perspective is to say no to it rather than seeing this little tiny orb ripping it like 700 G-forces or Mach whatever, and your brain just doesn't go, how can that do that? Because we can't, but yet it is. So what perspective are we stuck in with a no mindset, and why is their yes mindset allowing them to do this? There's something here that in our physical world is allowing it to happen. So it's possible. So your brain either shuts down there and says no, or it tries to take this unknown leap to, how the fuck is that happening?
Yeah.
We're seeing it on a screen. It's measured. Those tools on that flight system are measuring a physical dot that has mass in a certain vector, so it has speed and acceleration. It's there. It's doing that. It's real. We don't know what real is, but we can't do that. And we're saying we're pretty tech savvy, and yet what they're doing is way out here. So this gap is perspective.
Yeah, I could agree with that. So I have an idea of how the pilots of that ship withstand the amount of G's that they experience.
CBD.
And that super zippy zip. Yeah, they have the best CBD, which is mountain-made CBD. And then also, the pilot chamber has to be something that would have its own like gravity or like sense, like this is it's
interesting.
Like I'm within this chamber
Oh,
here.
shit,
So like
that's
everything
interesting.
else that is around me wouldn't affect like movement or things of that nature.
So they're
Is that
in a
attainable?
controlled environment. So the ship is experiencing
just the cockpit.
Huh.
And but everything else in the ship could be experiencing the G's and everything
Yeah.
else. But then there's like one chamber of the cockpit where, you know,
Where'd you see that at? Did
I
you
just
come
thought
up with
about that.
Wow.
I just thought about that.
Yeah, that's interesting. See, you let go your no mindset. Yeah, it's that no mindset that just holds people up.
Sure.
There's probably a yes to about everything, right? I mean, look how many things people just say yes to and they're able to accomplish it. I watched do you guys know much? And I don't. I just learned it this week about Herschel Walker.
Sounds
Football
kind of
player?
familiar, but yeah, go ahead.
The football player? Man, the guy's incredible, and I don't, follow sports a whole lot, but he's a renowned football player. He was a gold medal Olympian with bobsledding. He's a certified chef. He's a small business owner. His doctor, when he was like 8, sat his parents down, and while he was in the room, was like, "Hey, you might as well just make your son comfortable. He's never gonna be anything.
Oh, wow.
So just make him comfortable." And he heard it. He was in the room.
Huh.
So he got beat up his last day of 8th grade and went home crying and bloody and defeated, and just said, never again. And he started doing push-ups, sit-ups, came back, played high school football, graduated valedictorian, and he's just been incredible ever since. But it was literally, he says this on the podcast I listened to, he was just in a no mindset. He was believing people's no's. And he switched and was like, yes, I'm going to, he's an MMA fighter. He's a victory degree black belt. He just tells himself yes all day long.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
That's a motivational
Kevin
speaker.
calls that the hold my beer mindset.
I do like that mindset. When people say it can't be done or you can't do that, hold my beer.
Right.
Watch what happens
Right.
next.
See what happens.
But you still have to be able to make that mental adjustment to say, okay, bring the hate, that's fine, but here's what we're going to do.
Or
you tell
if
me no, I
it's
tell
not
you
your
yes.
thing, you stand back and you go, it's not really my thing. I either don't have an interest or I can't wrap my mind around it. Come back to me when you have something else. I'd be interested to hear more of your interest in it. But these no's and this idea that people have this ability or right, or why would you even just try and shut something down like that?
Yeah.
It's
Maybe it makes them uncomfortable.
I think saying
maybe
no
they don't like
makes
change.
people comfortable.
Yeah.
I found that as a sales rep when I was selling packaging materials in the South, and you would go into like a meat packing plant or an industrial packing plant. And personally, I don't think people in those positions were asked a lot. So if you're on the floor, you're being told, you're not being asked. So if I went in and changed a piece of material on their line, and the procurement people were like, oh, it's more efficient and it saves me money, I'd get negative feedback from the line because they had an opportunity to be heard, and being negative felt more empowering than being positive because no one ever asked them for their opinion. So they'd shut it down in an ability to feel empowered. But if I went out on the line and said, hey, how are you today? Tell me about your job. Here's what I'm bringing to the table. Do you use this in the process? Yes, we do. How do you like the current product that you're using? I love it. If there's anything to do, what would make your life and your job easier, and built some rapport, you're much more likely to get a yes because you had empowered them through a conversation.
That's true.
So saying no to you was not even needed at that point because they were already empowered. So I think people say no or forms of no to try and feel empowered, but it's really, personally, I think it's a cop-out.
Yeah.
How many people were told you can't fly? Well, the Wright brothers showed us that you could.
Yep.
That is
You
true.
know?
Yeah, that's a good perspective. I do
You
like
know?
that. Yeah, I see that a lot in sales too, and just interacting with people in general. Putting forth new ideas, trying to innovate a little bit. People are quick to be like, "Nah, never going to work, not going to happen."
Right.
Just
Right.
dismiss
Well,
it.
it's because people get comfortable. It's like, the old saying that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. But truly, it's people just get into their rhythm. They start to feel it's even my mentality. I'm like, you should be optimistic. But I'm comfortable in that mentality.
Sure.
So I'm like attuned to that, and it's hard to you have to stay vigilant if you want to stay malleable. If you want to stay coachable, you have to stay humble.
Coachable.
Yep. Because the second that you stop learning and everything, then you're going to stop learning.
That's it.
Right, and you also
So
have
I
to
agree.
practice what you preach too.
Yeah.
And I'm noticing that, and again, the reason I'm off, social media, you hear a lot of good talk, like everything happens for a reason. Well, if everything happens for a reason, then why are you reacting to? And when I say this situation, I'm not pointing a finger at any one particular thing, but in general, why are you reacting to this like a goofball? Why are you being this no or this negative or this defeating, or just not allowing it to play out? If everything happens for a reason and that's who you are, and you even got the damn bumper sticker on your car, why aren't you allowing everything to happen for that reason? Why are you saying no to it now? The reason's downstream, but you're cutting it off because you're not happy with it, because you're emotional, you're back here in your brain. That also is a quick outlet on social media. It's like, hey, I'm one thing here, but I don't allow the practice of what I'm saying. It's like, man, if you're saying it, you gotta let it be.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of factors with that too. I think a lot of people are brainwashed a little bit. That might be putting it harshly, but they maybe focus on one specific area and just run with it. This is what I'm going to put all my attention to. I'm not going to look at the other side. I'm not open to other things. Here's where I'm at. I'm in this box. And anybody that wants to challenge that, bring it on. I see that a lot. People are constantly looking for something to bitch, moan, and complain about, and they're not willing to look at something outside of that box.
Yeah,
So-
you got to have that. You got to keep that discourse going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how I feel about it. I do my best to see other people's perspectives, to justify it through their experiences, and I do my best to, understand that, yeah, sure, if you're dealing with something in a certain way or you raised in a certain way, then certain things are normal, and that might not be normal to everybody, so I try to do that, and it's just interesting, though, because, even though you could, sympathize with a lot of things, I still don't necessarily think, a certain mindset is going to be beneficial in the long run, because there are a lot of negative mindsets that people get stuck in, and sure, I can understand that perspective, but to stay stuck on different things is there has to be a way to work through it to where it's not just a problem, but it's an opportunity to overcome the problem.
Yeah, solution waiting to happen.
Right.
Right.
That's kind of how I think about the whole mentality thing, and I'm guilty of straying and being negative.
Well,
Yeah, and we all are, right? Sure. I mean, every single day. I mean, all of us are, and that's why it's not, it's on a working continuum.
Mm-hmm.
One day you're doing better than the next, but you can also allow yourself to get backed up and backlogged, and it's hard to get out of. I would personally recommend, if anyone listening to this is just feeling tight or tied up, man, walk away from that social media for a week. Just
Take a
back
break.
off, take
Yep.
a break, take a breath. I was blown away. So I think we talked about this before in 2015, right when I first got Mountain Maid into the group lessons. So I was officially coaching fitness classes, and I just started the wholesale business on the cannabis side. It was right around July, and I got hammered on August 1st with my business partner and best friend's birthday, and I woke up August 2nd and said, I'm done. Like, I want to focus on business until these things launch. So I took 6 months, didn't have a drink, just work, and it was incredible. You know, like, I was so clear-headed, and there was a weight off my shoulder, and the stress was gone. I'm telling you, 1 week after being off social media felt like 6 months of not having any booze. 1 week.
Really?
I felt a physical weight come out of my body.
Yeah, just getting rid of that toxicity.
Oh, yeah, and just feeling connected when you post something and you're like, or did I upset someone, or what's this going to cause, and all that. It was just
right?
gone.
The repercussions are real, people.
Gone.
It's true.
It was gone, and I was like, light. You can physically feel it, and I'm telling you, it's awesome. You know, take some time to yourself right now. This is a great time to come inward.
Call one of your old friends.
Yeah, call and have
like, call
a phone
somebody.
call.
Like,
have a conversation.
You know,
Yeah.
because people are wanting to text.
Yep.
And I always try to call first. I mean,
I'm not a good texter.
There's many benefits.
Are you
to
still a
calling.
phone caller quite a bit?
Yeah, I'm a phone caller.
That's how I am.
Yeah.
I don't do well at texting. For
Yeah.
one, I don't like the autocorrect. It makes me, going back to the technology, getting angry. I get very upset.
Oh, yeah, let's
When
talk about that, because I almost brought that up.
Really?
Yeah, are you getting terrible at spelling?
Well, I've never been really good at spelling, but I would say I'm about the same as I was. But the autocorrect is making it much more difficult for me to put sentences and paragraphs together rapidly.
Yeah.
because
Sometimes I talk to text.
I do a little bit talk
I
to
do the
text,
talk
which
to text.
also has created a lot of issues with the misspelling,
Yeah.
and
You got to
misinterpretation.
edit those. You got to go back and edit.
Yeah, you got to
can't
look,
say it
because
and
you could
send
say
it.
some weird
Yeah,
shit.
you can't just like trust that it happened.
Oh yeah,
No.
I'll be trying.
No.
I'll be trying to do a text. You know, like I'll tell my girlfriend I'll be there in 10 minutes. The autocorrect will be like, "Go fuck yourself. I'm going to the bar."
Yeah,
You know,
right.
it's like,
Like,
how did you get to that?
You're like, oh, there's half a grave.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exaggerating, of course, but
Yeah.
that's what it feels like sometimes.
So I've noticed that we were just talking about like disciplines and stuff. I am working on going back when I misspell a word in an email and looking at it and going, that's actually the real spelling, and backing it out and spelling it right, because I find the more times I right click and just have it autocorrect,
Yeah, you're
like,
not learning.
oh, my spelling's getting terrible.
Yeah.
I tried to write
Really?
in cursive the other day to fill out a check, and was just like, does this even read anything? Is this even words? Like, I'm losing the ability to write in cursive.
Oh wow.
Noticeably.
I
think-
think we're one
Yeah.
of the last classes. Did you do cursive?
Oh, I
'Cause
did.
you're a couple years back from me. So, like, you were one of the last classes.
Yep, I did cursive.
Because they don't even teach that anymore.
I can still probably write it
Yeah,
on a
that's
grade,
wild.
but
Yeah.
penmanship was something I struggled with most of my
they
life
don't
anyway.
teach
Yeah, I
it.
have terrible handwriting.
It just
terrible.
it looks like a 5-year-old.
Yeah,
when I
mine
write.
does too. It's pretty embarrassing, to be honest.
I have to really focus on writing, and
Yeah.
it's still not that impressive.
Yeah, spelling is something that I've been trying to make a point to not just slam on, because it's so easy to just fat finger your keyboard on your phone.
and it will autocorrect. or
Yeah, and you're
Google,
like, I wasn't even close.
"Did
There
you
was a
mean this?"
2 in there, and like,
Yeah.
there's no 2 in that word, you know,
Yeah.
and it still
Yeah.
picks it up, and it's like proper, and you're like, oh, great, you know. But
Yeah.
trying to make a point, because, I mean, I love technology to a certain point. It's helpful at work and such, but like that, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like my brain's falling apart.
We've got to keep our brains exercised, I feel like. And
Exercise the brains.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do become very reliant on autocorrect and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
you know what, Mike? That brings us to the word of the week.
Oh, yeah?
That brings
All
us to the
right.
word of the week, brother.
Oh, man, I'm nervous about this part.
Guys,
I am. So, is it a game? Do I have to guess
Yeah,
words,
we're
or
gonna
just have
guess
to
what we
use
think
words?
it
so,
means.
you know,
okay,
obviously I know
yeah.
the word because I have it in front of me. So I'll say it, you know, use it in a sentence kind of thing. I
Oh,
can spell
you're-
it for
okay,
you.
great.
And then
Great.
we're going to interact with it. Word of the week, guys. And
Okay.
if you want to get involved with the word of the week, be sure to send your suggestions over to discussioncombustion@gmail.com or sign up at discussioncombustion.com and send us your words of the week. This word of the week is cynosure.
Wow.
CYNOSURE.
Cynosure.
Cynosure is the word of the week, guys.
So, in a sentence.
Yep. So if you'd like to hear it in a sentence, the queen was the cynosure of all eyes.
Ah. So, it's like an attention-based thing. Like, it's like,
Does Sino, is there...
Sino singular, like Cyclops.
that's what I was
Sino?
thinking. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a perspective, like the main...
So the root
The
of the
one
word,
and only?
it's a noun. I go which way? Obviously pretty broad.
Person, place, or thing, right? Okay.
So
Got that far.
cynosure. Arthur, you were pretty close with what you're thinking on it. So, I mean, that's the sentence that it's given me. And
Read it one more time, the sentence.
so the sentence is, the queen was the cynosure of all eyes.
Yeah, I would assume focal point or directive,
Yeah.
like towards.
I'm thinking
yeah.
focal point too. That sounds
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
You
single focal
Yeah,
point.
cyno.
You guys pretty much nailed it.
Yeah, because binoculars
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So cyno would be one singular, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Single, So
Bicycle.
the bicycle, right? We'll get into
Bicycle.
that. So the actual definition in the dictionary for cynosure is a person or thing that is the center of attention or admiration.
Cool.
So you guys-
Cynosure.
Cynosure.
Sure. That was a good word of the week,
Yeah.
man.
That's the word of the week, guys.
That's cool. Cynosure.
I like it. I don't feel well. There's one cynosure moment of myself.
Oh, yeah?
When I was heavy in the rap game, I used to like pursue that hard, and I've made a lot of songs. And at one point I was off this bar at Colfax and Wabash, and we were like trying to get a spot to perform in front of WB. So it's like a pre-performance to try to get involved in that. And I had this track that I made the beat on. Like I made the dub CD, so it was just the dubs on, like, and I would do the main vocals, and so I had it all set up, and like I had the whole, and the thing was packed, and like when the beat dropped, because I had this part where like da 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 da, and they like talk about like an explosion, and like an explosion happens in the beat, and then the beat drops and like kicks back in super hard. And like, dude, the crowd was cynosure that moment right there.
Yeah.
Dude, everyone
That's
was feeling
awesome.
that. That was a fun time.
Yeah, that sounds sweet.
That's the only example.
Are you
I
still
feel
in
like.
the rap game at all? Are you still tinkering with
so,
music at
so
all?
I could spit and flow. It's just finding time to do it. It's always been, this kind of scratches the same itch, but that was my original pull to production and pull to doing recordings and being involved in any production.
Yeah.
Was music, because I looked at music like, if no one else interferes with what I'm saying, then I can produce content that could help humanity, like a pure honest, like powerful words, powerful word structure, not taking the knots, don'ts, won'ts out of it, like trying to make it all very strong, and like just where the word structure alone is powerful. So I mean, that was like kind of my thing for music, was to make music that like had an impact, because I wouldn't really talk about myself. I would talk about ideals, more or less. So it was like, like anyone could relate to a piece of that, because there's so many pieces to it. So music's that's I don't know, man. I love that whole thing. It's an passion of mine that I always want to, like, I feel like I could help humanity with. That's
a beautiful
like
thing.
a pull to it.
It's important to explore our creative side. I mean, you guys listen to this podcast every week. The intro and outro music was your creative, beats, or to put together the music for it. And we're about due for another beat, I feel like.
We should make a new beat.
We should get a new beat going for that.
switch it up
Take a
little
weekend
bit.
on it. It wouldn't take that long to put together.
Get some new music going.
But this time, like,
Yeah.
you'll sit in studio with me and we'll make it together.
That's fine.
Nice.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
I'll have to keep you in mind then, huh?
Oh no, I could put some lyrics together. I
Yeah.
could write, if you want like a theme to something. I could like lyrically theme something.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I feel like songwriting is like one of my callings, but I just don't have all the avenues to do it. So if you want me to write a song for something, I'll write it.
You ought to look on Fiverr. Remember I kept talking
Yeah,
about
as a matter
Fiverr?
of
I bet
fact, we've
there's
been
people
looking at them.
Yeah, I bet you that's one of, man, you can search for anything. I bet there's people looking for jingle writers and
Go
and
full-time
tracks.
podcaster, full-time writer, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Side
terrific.
rapper gig.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
article,
we
but
have
that's the
someone
name.
writing
Yeah.
blog posts for us right now, and man, the tones of her blogs are just incredible. It's right what I would want, but
Yeah.
I don't have the bandwidth to sit down and man, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
She just falls into like a character from Mountain Maid, and she's crushing up really good content. If you want to go check it out on the website, mountainmaid.life. The blog's popping off. We're getting a lot of traffic to the blog. It's very interesting
It looks
stuff.
good, man. I checked it out.
Yeah, thanks. And she just has a cool tone, because we're giving her the freedom. We're like, we don't want you to just be like, hemp is this, like, get into it.
Yeah.
Slay some words, like, have fun, get some attitude behind it, do some cool shit.
Be real.
Yeah. But
Be yourself,
Fiverr's
yeah.
great because you see a lot of creative people on there.
Sure.
Doing a lot of super cool stuff globally, too.
Yeah.
And digital is just popped off, since March.
Yeah, this is
online
where we're at, man.
buying and
Tech is where we're at, and it's going to keep innovating. Did you take that Robinhood invite? Are you stock trading yet? I sent you that invite to Robinhood, bro.
No, I have to. I was going to ask you. I don't think I got that text message. I want to. No, I don't think I did. But
okay, we'll do it when we're done here.
We'll do it. I want to jump on it.
We were talking. Yeah, you want to do some stock
we were
trading.
chatting, and I just need to do it. You know, it's one of those things. I'm in a no mindset right now because I'm like, I'm gonna. Well, you know what? Damn it, I'm just gonna get in and do it.
You gotta let it rip, tater chip, Mike.
You gotta own it. I'm gonna own it. Send me that tonight. I will log on tonight, and I'll throw a little bit of cash in. You'll get a free stock.
Hey man, I'm down with
and
that.
I'm gonna go like hell. Start trading some stock.
Let's do it, man. We can talk. If you ever want to talk stocks, I'm always down.
Yeah,
because I'm
we'll
swing
call.
trading.
We'll phone call though. We won't text.
Yeah, no text.
And we won't social media about it.
No,
we'll phone call.
That's right.
Yeah, I got a damn landline at the house. Maybe I'll just do like, the rapid
you
dial.
got the old school one?
Yeah, I do.
Nice.
Yeah,
rotary
came with the house.
People
Yeah,
don't know
came
how
with
to
the
use
house.
those
Yeah,
now.
the
That's
rotary
awesome.
phone. Yeah, it came with the
people
house.
don't know.
Yeah.
Keep those
I
alive.
got
man.
ham radios at home too, just in case, man.
Yeah.
I got landline and ham radios. I'll be talking to someone if the cell towers go down.
Hey,
sure.
it doesn't hurt to be prepared. That's one thing I've learned this year.
100%.
I'm stocking up.
Are
I'm ready.
ya?
I'm ready, man. I am ready for when shit goes
what's
down.
your stock look like? Like, what'd you get into?
Man, I'm for stocks.
Yeah. No. For what'd you stock up? You said you stocked up because you just never know.
Yeah, so
Like some ammo or something.
I'm basically it's a slow build right now. I'm buying ammo where I can. Stocking up
if you can.
Getting ammo in there. Military rations. I have tactical vest, tactical gear coming.
Got those. Yeah.
Bulletproof gear.
Yeah. Did you find body armor? It was sold out for a while.
Yeah. So I had it sent in from China.
Oh wow.
So it should be here hopefully.
So you hope it's body armor.
I've been tracking it on the shop app, and it said it did
Cool.
land in Los Angeles, so it's in the country now.
Right.
So just stacking up a tactical gear, ammo, just getting. I don't want to say red. People are like, well, what do you think's going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen, but you know what? I want to be ready.
Yeah. There
so
you
food
go.
is my next prerogative. I want to get a lot of military rations.
Yeah.
Those ones that don't expire for like 25 years.
Yeah.
And just get a whole tote of those on hand.
Yeah.
So I can eat for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at.
Sure. Cool. Yeah, we have similar. I have water stored at home. We have different levels of food. We have some of the freeze-dried stuff. We have some canned and boxed stuff. We got a couple tubs of lard. So you can actually grease a pan and cook.
I love the lard.
We got 2-3 years of firewood pre-cut. Got the firearms, the ammo. Got 2 sets of body. I actually have 3 sets of body armor. Flashlights, extra batteries, candles.
Beautiful.
Food's getting canned and saved, and at the end of the day, it's just that feeling of self-sufficiency is, it's what's up.
I mean, my motto this year has been I'd rather have it and not need it
Yeah,
than
why
need
not?
it and not have it.
And it keeps your mind busy too, gives you something to think about, planning. And it's interesting nowadays when you're a planner and you're thinking out. People want to, more in a known mindset. Well, what do you think is going to happen? And I don't think, well, hey man, look, 30, 40, 50 years ago, like when our grandparents grew up, that was called a way of life. Like, because things weren't just given to you. Like, you just didn't call up Uber. It was a way of life to plan and prep and have firewood and stay warm. Things weren't just as easy then. So we've lost some of that. So coming back and doing the gardening and collecting the rainwater and filling totes and tubs with stuff that we might need, whether we need it or not, makes me feel good because I like being in that more traditional mindset anyway. So it's just, to me, it's nice to know that I can have the automation of electricity, kind of to your point of the question, but we also have ways to get things done up at our property manually, which is old school. And that's just how people used to. I still split my firewood with an 8-pound wedge because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something about doing it like our fathers did.
Primitive.
Yeah.
Like there's something about that
There
act.
is. There's something in your body that lights up.
It makes you feel like
does.
you feel
100%
good.
agree. Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
I've hit what do they call that? A wood, like just like before you split it. What do they call it? It's just like, and then you got to split it.
See, I don't. I just swing it and split it. Yeah.
So whatever that is,
they
it's fun
drive a
splitting
wedge
those.
in, and then you can hit the wedge and split it. But I just swing.
You got like the hammer. You kind of get the wedge in a little bit before.
And
then that's placed, and then you hope that you have true aim.
Yeah.
But then once you connect, you feel like you're like,
that sound that it makes. It's great. It's exhilarating.
Yeah, and sometimes they shoot at you, and you got to dance out the way quick. Yeah.
That's
I love. I mean, shit. We cut our own wood with the chainsaw. I love running my chainsaw.
In the snow.
In the snow, you split it, haul it in, and then man, that fire burns all day Saturday or Sunday, and it's a good feeling. So,
It is.
So, Mike, sometimes when I think of the snow, I think about how much you love running in the snow.
oh man,
It'll
I
like
do
snow,
love
and I'll be
running
like,
in
I
the
wonder if
snow.
Mike's running out in this right now.
I do. It's so peaceful.
Really?
And it's primitive too. It makes you feel. It's just quiet.
And you just kind of
Quiet.
hear the snow crunching underneath your
Yeah.
shoes.
Well, I don't because I'm listening to heavy metal or something
Heavy
in my
metal?
headphones. Yeah.
Is that your go-to?
But you just said it was quiet.
Well, it's quiet around
I'm
you.
joking.
But then you got
You know
Godsmack
what I
blaring in
mean?
the ears.
Yeah. Godsmack. Yeah. I'm like, I like metal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like Slayer?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay.
I do.
We could
Slayer,
dig it.
Pantera.
Oh,
I
yeah.
found this new band called Strapping Young Lad, and it's rowdy. I love grunge. I like rock. Like
Yeah,
power
yeah.
rock. Yeah,
Gets you moving. That's
Yeah,
what's
it
beautiful about
does.
music. It's a beautiful thing.
yeah. It
Praise
is.
God.
It is. So speaking of guns, I heard someone here got shooting for the first time. Is that correct?
Yeah, so
Arthur went
so-
shooting with me last night, bro.
Plinking some
I've
paper.
shot shotguns. I've shot 22s, like you
Uh-huh.
know. But my first time with a handgun and an assault rifle, and
It's only
That was fun.
AR-15.
it's
AR-15.
only an assault,
Just making that correction.
and it's only
AR-15.
that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it
But
does not stand for assault rifle.
It's Armalite.
Yeah,
oh,
thank you.
AR-15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
So that's incorrect.
It's a 223 or 5.56
AR-15.
is the actual round. There's
Yep.
no technical. There's no definition for assault rifle.
yeah.
yeah, the
That's
only
a label.
The only definition of an assault weapon is if it's used to kill someone.
But I did all right because we talked.
How was it? Where'd you go? Did you go to a range?
Just right
indoor?
over here, right over here at Cherry Creek, just somewhere close, and
Yeah.
I was excited to get him on.
And I did all right on the pistol. I told
Well,
you I'd
pretty
do all
good,
right. I
What
hit
caliber?
red a couple
9
times.
millimeter.
Nice.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
that Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0, great
Oh, yeah.
pistol.
Cool.
And we got it loaded up. Threw some rounds down range. Art did pretty good, man. He picked it up quick.
Yeah, this is the most important piece when you're shooting firearms, right there, man. Trigger control all day long.
Trigger finger discipline
control.
and muzzle control are
Yes,
your
sir.
two crucial
Yep,
things to
yep,
aiming
yep.
a weapon.
Took a couple
Yeah.
clips for me to like
Magazine.
Magazines.
dial it in. Yeah, a couple magazines. I'm gonna get corrected here if I keep talking.
We're thinking of you, Jeff, when we say that because I've always put that in my head.
really?
Yeah,
Oh well, thanks, Jeff, because they put it in my head.
yeah. It's a magazine.
So the
JD,
magazines,
Jeff?
JD.
Yeah, yeah.
the
Yep.
magazines, aka clips.
Yeah.
I went through two of those.
Not
before
AK. It was an AR-15.
No, on the pistol.
Oh, on the pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a clip on the pistol and then a magazine?
No,
on
no.
the
But
AR?
both of them.
Magazine.
Anything spring-loaded is a magazine. Clip is an
Okay.
old school military
Yeah,
term where it
right.
was, they were
Yeah.
rocking like the belt
Bandoliers.
clips.
Ah,
Yeah.
interesting.
So spring-loaded into
So
a
it's
firearm
totally
is a
wrong.
magazine.
Magazine.
So-
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that
Clip is
totally
like a
wrong.
feeder clip where
Right,
they would
right.
shove them in the M1s on top and push down and load up. Right?
Yep.
Am I correct? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, and I've
That's
also
a
heard
feeder
like
clip.
as a belt fed would be
Yeah.
essentially a clip or
Yeah.
those shoulder. But
Interesting.
regardless, a spring fed into a firearm is a magazine.
Yeah.
And that's
It was fun.
Yeah, great time, man. Yeah, you did good. We were kind of cut short on time, so we basically just turned our target into Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
And, but that's good.
Yeah.
you
Do
know,
you
it's
shoot
good.
the ceiling? That's always fun when you're in a shooting range.
No,
Plinking the ceiling a little bit.
I didn't.
No.
Yeah. There's
My-
always
my
a hole or two.
My
in the
girlfriend got it
ceiling.
once.
So when we put Arthur's girlfriend Meredith on the AR,
Yeah.
we probably I should have asked her the question: are you right or left-handed?
Ah.
Okay.
She's a lefty, and
So-
she was
and
shooting
I put it in
righty,
her right.
and just having a time like trying to see through the scopes.
Oh, yeah.
like, understand because that little circle is so tiny, and then you have that other one that meets up. Like if you're on the wrong side, I could see
What
how
type
that
of
would get
optic do you
difficult.
have?
Yeah, so I'm just running the basic 50-yard Magpul optics.
Yeah.
I don't have anything real long range. Just the flip up basic iron sights.
Yeah,
which
cool.
is very accurate.
I like
50
iron
yards.
sights.
I do too, man.
Yeah.
Because you
I
can
feel like
hit
I
50
did good.
yards.
Yeah.
because I was aiming for one part of the target because like I felt like Kevin was going someplace, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna focus here, so then that's where I know like how good I did.
Right.
And like it was cool, man. Because
Yeah.
even Kevin would call it. He'd be like, yeah, I think these are mine. That's Arthur's grouping.
You kind
And
of
some of
see
Meredith's,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, the iron sights are great.
They're fun, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's super accurate on just iron.
You said you had an AR, right?
Yeah, I have an AR-15, a Stag Model 2, and then I also have a IWI Tavor Gen 2, which is
Okay.
a Bullpup. Super cool
That'd be fun.
platform. Yeah, Bullpups.
So that's the one
are-
where you like. with
So a
it.
Bullpup is essentially the way your AR is set up is you essentially have your barrel and then your action and then your stock. A Bullpup, the barrel is set back into the stock, so your action is back here and your mag release as well. So if my AR is this long, tip to tail, on an 18-inch barrel, my Bullpup is here essentially.
Gotcha.
So it looks like it's a tighter platform. It looks like it's a smaller barrel, but it's still full length 18-inch, but it's significantly less
As far as barrel to stock. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't shot
so
one of
it's
those.
just all it's wonderful. It's also 223-556.
Great ammo if you can find it.
Yeah, I
If you
mean,
can
I
find
stocked up years ago before it was cool.
Good.
So
Good. I'm glad you did.
you know,
I'm sitting on a
we're
couple hundred, but man, it's
set.
tough to find right now.
Yeah, it's all tough to find, which is not surprising. But yeah, so I have those two. I have iron sights on my AR, and then I have optics on the Tavor as well. That's souped up a little bit more. It's
Beautiful.
kind of my baby.
We're gonna have to go shooting,
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, I would love
Let's
to. I
find
mean,
a time. That's for me. It's therapy, and I love it.
yeah, it's great.
go
So,
with you.
especially
All
if
of
you can just go to
I'll
the
pitch on
lane
ammo.
and pick
Let's
up
do
a
it.
box or two of ammo right now. I won't shoot any of my stash.
See, that's where
at
I'm at
all.
now. I got my play
know.
ammo and then my stash.
Yeah, exactly. And I had a bunch of target ammo that we ran through, a couple years ago. We were shooting pretty consistently. I was going to the range every other week for a while and really enjoy it. I carry a Glock Model 26
Beautiful.
is my everyday.
Yeah.
And then I have a FN 45 at home as well with the brick mags. I get the 15-round magazines.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight for a 45, but that's a great firearm
Oh, sure.
as well.
Yeah. That's a nice carry though. Glock, I'm a Smith & Wesson guy.
Yeah.
But my Smith &
Yeah,
Wesson
which
is
is great.
huge to carry around. So I am
Yeah.
looking as my next carry pistol will either be a 9 Shield or I'm looking at the Glock. What is it, the 23 or the 46 for a concealed carry?
So I have the 26, which is the double stack magazine, so I'm 10+1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's still subcompact.
Beautiful.
And then the model down from that is a single stack mag. It's a pretty small platform, and then the model up, like you can go into the G19, but that's a pretty hefty piece to carry around, especially concealed.
Sure. That's what I'm doing. Is I had that full size, so I'm just
Yeah.
trying to find something a little bit smaller.
Yeah, I like the subcompact. For me, it's really a nice, perfect platform for the concealed every day.
Perfect. That's good, man.
Yeah,
Pro 2A, let's go.
yeah, all day
defend
long.
yourself.
Yeah,
for sure. Come and
100%.
take it. I'm ready.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an American tradition to own,
Absolutely.
firearms, and I love it and embrace it, and really wish I could shoot more. I bought a pellet gun this year to whack critters around the garden, but even with the pellet gun, the most important thing is muzzle and trigger control.
Sure, yeah.
I even treat my air rifle, which I should because they're still super dangerous.
Oh, absolutely.
But I get a lot of just practice, carrying that around the
the
yard.
little 177 shooter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1200 FPS.
Beautiful.
But watching, where am I lining up? What's behind me? Flip the safety off, maintain trigger control, sight the target in, drop finger to trigger,
Yep.
breathe, squeeze, pull,
There it is.
and just
I
walk
was
through
all
that.
doing the exhale thing.
Yeah.
So I would exhale, and then I would get 2 shots off with no breath in me, and I was watching those, and one of them I was like, dude, I swear to God, I hit it right where I wanted to, because I saw the dust fly up behind the target and
Yeah.
shit, right where I was aiming at, and it I remember that from all sniper movies and shit.
Yeah, it's crucial.
They're all
Yeah.
on the exhale is
On
when you
the
take your
exhale.
shot.
And
Yeah.
there's a lot of different, you need to do this, that, and the other. But
Yeah.
really, what I've learned is the two biggest things for shooting a firearm is trigger finger discipline and muzzle management.
Right,
Those
yep.
two things,
Yep.
you're in control, obviously, and then safe handling and loading the weapon.
Yeah.
And disassembly.
Watching what's behind the target.
Watching what's behind
Yeah.
the target, where you're putting it, of course. But those two things, as far as handling the firearm.
Yeah,
You know.
and that's how you can tell a pro or not is, the pictures of people like this. If you're like this, you probably know about what you're doing,
Yeah.
right? If your finger's out,
Yep.
if someone grabs a firearm and their finger automatically goes to the trigger, you probably don't know what you're
That's
doing.
and that's scary. Yeah.
This is where you're at all times.
All times.
Until you're ready to go.
Yep.
You
Loaded
know.
or unloaded.
Yeah,
Always treat it like it's loaded.
100%. Yeah, and you always treat them like they're loading. Even again, not just a pellet gun, but even at a pellet gun range. I walk around my yard like this, and
Yep.
looking what's behind me and in the whole nine. I love shooting that pellet gun. It's super fun.
Those
Yeah.
177s are a lot of fun.
Yeah, they
you
are a
pick
lot
out
of
some
fun.
rabbits or whatever you're shooting.
Yeah, chipmunks and squirrels.
Yeah.
Just anything that's gonna,
Critters.
try and come in and eat my garden.
Yeah, can't have it, man.
Yeah, no,
That's cool.
No, gotta put the threat down.
Well, let's go shooting.
Yeah,
Let's,
I would
let's
love
figure it out.
to.
Next time we meet up, let's hit
Yeah,
the range.
let's do it here soon
I'll be on
because
the
I'll
next
come down
business
and
meeting.
get.
That'll be our
Yeah,
next
yeah,
business meeting.
get
Where
a
do you
couple.
shoot? Do you go anywhere?
Yeah, so I mean, indoor, outdoor. I was going to 5280 for a while. They have a great range. I've been to Pine Junction. I've been down in the Colorado Springs area outdoor as well.
Okay.
I just really, enjoy it quite a bit.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I have a dream list going. I was researching the other day the Echo trigger package for the AR. It's pretty expensive, but it's a pretty cool system. So you get a round off on, when you depress the trigger and then when you release it. So bang, bang.
Like a binary thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Binary trigger, echo
Beautiful.
trigger.
Well, you'd have to
package,
get used to that, though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You'd
but
have to be like ready for that
it's-
second.
Right, yeah.
Binary triggers are,
That's
they're a
I
trip.
don't think I've ever heard of those.
Yep.
It's about $400 or
Interesting.
$500 option, and then personally, I would need a gunsmith to install it,
Yeah.
make sure it's all right. But
Oh, yeah. I know
Yeah.
some guys.
yeah, it's pretty rad. It's a pretty sweet update.
Sweet, man.
Yeah,
I'm about it.
yeah,
Well, let's lock that in on our next time.
yeah.
And then
Let's
we'll
do
And
it.
then we'll talk about
I mean,
it on
I'll try
Pachan
to-
Pro.
Line it
to have
up
a
in the next
pistol of
week
my
or
own
two.
then.
Let's go.
I'm down with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, maybe
yeah.
before the end of
Because
the
I'll
month.
bring the 45. I'll bring the IWI, the Tavor down too.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll maybe burn
yeah.
through
Some of
400 or
those
500
pre-band
rounds.
magazines.
Let's go.
Yeah. Did
I'm in,
the
man.
shooting range have decent stock of ammo to buy? Did you buy ammo there?
No, I always bring ammo with because I
Yeah.
never want to rely on what they have or don't have.
Yeah,
But
and I know they're going to charge you a premium, but I'd
They
rather
do.
pay them the $20-$30 and cut. And also, a lot of my 223s are steel core rounds.
Oh
which
yeah,
they
see
don't
what you
want.
can't shoot in a lot of places.
No, they don't want
They-
steel core.
But that's going to be good to have when the shit hits the fan. So hold
Steel
on to those
core's the
steel
way to
cores
go. I don't-
for sure.
yeah, I
Are they the
got-
green tip ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'll work. I shot a little bit of 223 because I had a shit ton of 5.56.
Yeah.
And then I jumped over to my Winchester 223, and I'm sitting on a few hundred rounds of it. So I'm okay with that. But I want to get back up over that 1,000, 2,000 mark.
that's where I'm at.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I got a stash. Yeah, does your platform feed both 223 and 5.56?
Yep, 5.56 NATO
Yeah,
223.
That's
Yep.
nice. Yeah.
Yep. Smith & Wesson, baby. Praise God. I love guns.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there you go.
well,
What's up?
That could be a whole podcast.
It
I
could
know,
be
dude.
a
I
whole
know. I can
podcast,
tell.
yeah.
Mike and I go on
We're
this
like,
whole gun,
look,
gun talk.
DCPC gun special.
But it was cool. I'm stoked that you came with me last night.
Yeah, it was fun,
I was trying to get Arthur to come shooting for a while, and it was good to see.
Yeah,
Victor.
it's good because it's good to get out and just
Yeah.
see, the respect level in it and what a firearm really can
Yeah.
do and what it's all about, and then just seeing the level of discipline and commitment needed to operate a
Yeah.
firearm responsibly.
I think it's important.
Yeah, it's super important. It's just absolutely. I had someone wave a pistol at me in traffic once. And I was just like,
good.
man, how, that's just, you broke so many rules.
Yeah.
Poor trigger
Brandishing a
control, brandishing a weapon, losing your temper, just so many things were bad about the situation. And it was just like, man, it's just super irresponsible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you're going to
Super.
have those yahoos. They're going to be out there.
Yeah, whether it's a fork, a firearm, a beer, a sports car, doesn't matter. You're always going to have a Yahoo somewhere.
You're gonna have a
in-
Yahoo
in-
somewhere.
in the mix, but it's
Hashtag yahoos everywhere.
Yahoo's everywhere. Not owning it. Owning it the wrong way.
Owning it the
right.
wrong
Yeah, if I was
way.
still on social media, we could start that hashtag trend.
Oh, we'll get it going on this one. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Funny.
But man, we had a good one.
We did.
You got to get
Yeah.
up the hill.
Yeah. So real quick, just so I can plug Mountain Made
of
quickly.
course.
Thursday, we're starting subscriptions.
This is
So,
exciting.
Yeah. When I went through the tearing things down, we've been waiting on a couple things for the past year and a half. One was our own production space, which we got, thankfully. Super blessed, pumped about that, and subscriptions. So it seems like a simple thing to get, but being that we are CBD, we could not get a plug-in to fit the merchant service that went with the credit card processor. It was and you're just sitting there going, how hard is it to get a subscription? I mean,
Yeah.
we were to the point where we were looking about starting a separate website, golikehell.com, and selling fun tickets on subscription, and then you could trade your fun tickets in for CBD. So we were going to charge people's credit cards monthly for a fun ticket, and that fun ticket was relative to what CBD you actually wanted. Is a massive workaround. Like, that's how much we wanted subscriptions,
Wow.
and we finally got the email week
That's
and a half
awesome.
ago. Square's our processor, and they're allowing subscriptions for
Definitely
CBD.
a breath of relief there.
Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun.
That's going to help the buyers out a lot.
Yeah, it's going to help the
gonna
people
help
that, we serve in service. Like, a lot of folks just don't have the time and the bandwidth to go online every month and to buy their
resubmit
CBD.
orders.
You can get online. We're going to heavily discount everything. So, like, the build 60 count, rather than being $74.99, I think it's going to be like $69.99.
Yeah.
The build, boost, recover full send bundle kit, which is already discounted at $149, we're dropping to $99 a month on subscription.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it helps us out a lot too, because we can show every month what gets shipped on the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 12th,
ready for
13th.
that.
We can totally
Yeah.
be ready. We can pre-pack things better.
For
We
sure.
can service orders better. It'll streamline everything. So in lieu of that, we're going to, do another round of discounts and just hook people up. One of the specials will be if you log on this month, the whole month we'll have one subscription up, which will be 5 puff for $5, and you can lock it in and keep it, and then after the month we'll delete it off the site.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can lock into 5 puff a month for $5.
And so the simplest way is for
So you get grandfathered in?
Yeah, we'll just
grandfathered in.
grandfather you in and then just delete it at the end of the month. Pull it off the site so people
Yeah.
can't continue to purchase it.
Yeah.
Sold out.
So beginning Thursday, August 20th, 2020.
Yes.
Right. People can go on to mountainmade.life and get locked into these prices.
Yeah.
Get locked into
Get
this.
your subscription going.
Yeah,
Get
your
Make
subscription.
it easier to,
Yeah.
to obtain your CBD.
And we got
Yep.
everything. So the basics, which is just one bottle a month. We got the add condiments, which is adding puff onto your bundle package. We got the full send, full system, which is all 3. And then we have the bundle up buttercup, which is build plus boost or build plus recover or boost plus recover. And again, everything. I don't
Bundle
know
Up
exactly.
Buttercup?
Yeah, the bundle up buttercup.
That's
I don't
beautiful.
know exactly like what percentage we did. I just looked at him and was like, this looks like a great savings, and just wrote out pricing.
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
So they definitely, let's take advantage. I'm going to take advantage.
Yeah,
of
I
it.
mean, $99 for 4,650 milligrams of CBD a month
Yeah.
is great, and it's
Yeah.
helpful to us. And we hope it's helpful to everyone else.
Dude,
so.
we've been preaching this hard.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving us the freedom to talk about Mountain Made, how we choose.
Yeah.
Because, man, I preach about how Mountain Made has kept their costs higher to keep ingredients better. I preach on how Mountain Made is keeping people's interest in mind. So it's not just, selling CBD. It's not just the CBD product, man. And so, like, just how you do things. I mean, you're getting discounts, and it's also becoming easier to obtain,
right,
so
yeah.
you don't even have to look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many
Yeah.
benefits.
We're gonna be
so
launching
thank you for
some-
giving us permission,
no,
man,
thank you guys.
'cause
We
rep
got some
you
cool
hard over
products
here.
coming too. I'm working on an immunity formula, doing a second round of R&D for some clients, and it'll be your multivitamins plus zinc. Super important right now to a lot of people. We're looking to get the dog line out here this fall, which will be the glucosamine plus magnolia. We're working with coloration so we can color code our tablet line coming this fall. And I'm super, super stoked to say that we have access to and will be working with Delta 8 THC, which we can ship nationwide.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mountain
And
Made.
for those of you who
things
don't
coming down the
know,
pipeline.
yeah, so Delta 9 THC is the THC in cannabis. The isotope of that, or an analog to that molecule, is Delta 8 THC, which we can derive from hemp, and there's nothing on the books that says you cannot possess or ship the Delta 8 THC. Delta 8 THC is similar, where you should feel high, more focus, less paranoia.
That's
That's
a
awesome.
selling point right there.
Yeah.
Less,
Yeah.
less
so
paranoia.
we're looking at a vape line, and then we're going to see if we can alter the format of it to get it into a tablet as well, so you can eat it or inhale it.
Beautiful.
And having that roll out pretty quickly.
Man,
Yeah.
constantly innovating over there at Mountain Made.
Trying
Love it,
to.
Mike.
Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
Yeah. It's inspiring. You guys are constantly grinding,
Yeah.
going like hell.
Going like hell.
I'm excited to see where it's all going to
Yeah.
go and try these new products, and I know our listeners are stoked.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Delta 8, I'm pretty damn pumped about.
That's
Yeah.
going
You
to be
know?
good.
Yeah, again, we've talked about it, I think, on episode 3, where you can get the audio but not the video. I know Arthur likes smoke weed. I love smoke weed. I like being high.
Yeah.
I'm in my zone. So if I can take just a little bit of that paranoia out, man, I'll be on that
I'll be
Delta
on that
8
as
all
well.
day long.
If I can take the paranoia
All
out,
day
shit.
long.
Yeah, I'll be on board with
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try that once it's
And
prototype
maybe for
ready.
Sober October, if we can get it whipped up, that'll get you through.
Sober October, baby.
Yeah.
We're gonna need a little bit of that help
Please
coming
and
through.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's coming quick.
Wait, so
Yeah.
I could smoke the puff then?
during Sober October, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, are
Okay.
you going to give up weed for Sober October? That sounds awful.
It's
He did
it's
last
tough.
year.
Wow.
It's tough, but honestly, weed was easier to give up than booze.
Interesting.
I craved booze way more than I did.
Yeah, well, because I
smoking
think
pot.
alcohol, you have more of a physical addiction.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely, yeah. It just takes, yeah.
But as long as you put your mind to it, you can do that.
You can. You just got to be in a yes mindset.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. Get
Yep.
that no out of your vocabulary.
Yeah.
You know, let's great talk, man. I love everything we covered. You're such a good conversator. I had 2 would you rathers in my pocket we didn't use. We'll get you those later.
Should we do them? You want to do them quick? You
Sure.
tell me. I'm down. I like the would you rather.
Okay, we'll throw these in. I was getting ready to wrap her.
It's only 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we got time,
Yeah.
man. So I had a food one. You know I had to do a food one.
Oh yeah, all right.
So if you had to choose, is it going to be a hamburger or are you doing like a hot dog? And it could be any type of hamburger. Or it could be like a hot dog or brat. You know, but you can only have one.
Man, that is tough.
Forever.
Oh, forever.
Yeah.
Oh, hamburger. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go hamburger too. I feel like, because as much as I love a chili dog or a sauerkraut dog, what have you,
it's more of a guilty pleasure for me. The hot dog or sausage brat
Yeah.
is more of like a one-off where I'll eat one and then a couple months later. But when I do eat one, I thoroughly enjoy it. But I could eat a hamburger every day.
I could too.
Yeah, easy.
Yep.
What would you roll with,
I'm
Arthur?
ham slamming it.
Ham slamming it.
Hamburger, unanimous decision on hamburgers.
Do you ever have a burger with the brat on top?
Yes, I've had that.
But you got to cut it so it's not rounded.
Right.
It's,
Yeah.
So
it's
split it
like,
so it's flat. in
2
layers.
half circles.
Hamburger.
That's a lot of meat, bro.
Yeah. Oh man. Golly, though that one like hit my brain. I was like, shit. What do you choose? But when you said forever, hamburger.
You got to go hamburger.
The hamburger, like there's something about just like a hot patty.
Yeah.
With like with
bun.
with just cheese, like with no lettuce. Like just it's just
honestly, I like the lettuce.
Oh, I like
I like them all the different styles, but there's something about that classic, just patty, melty cheese, ketchup, mustard.
Oh man,
bingo,
just done. Dude,
Yeah,
I like
super
the
simple.
pretzel
pickles,
bun.
the pickles gotta stay.
Yeah, I like
The pickles
Keep
always
the
gotta
pickles
be
on there.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, I'm a big
In fact,
fan
extra.
of the pickle. Yeah,
Extra
pretzel
pickle.
bread
I want a
though on a
pickle in every
burger.
Pretzel bun burgers.
Oh,
yeah,
next
those
level.
are good. Those are good.
Next
You
level.
gotta like salty things, and I do, including pickles.
Yeah.
Those things, the salt and vinegar concept.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the olives too on the charcuterie tray.
Ooh, on that hors d'oeuvre,
On the
yeah.
hors d'oeuvre tray, the snack tray.
Charcuterie. I swear my girlfriend has taught me that, and I forgot it.
Yeah,
Really?
charcuterie.
Yeah.
Charcuterie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna add that to my vocabulary
That's a good
along
one.
with
Charcuterie.
the word of the week.
And then here, let me see. I think I had one more in here.
Going into the archives.
So wait, so we did the electricity. Oh, and this one's more of like so if you had to pick, would you rather be able to sleep through every night without waking up and like always feel well rested when you like wake up in the morning, or would you prefer to never get the midday crash and stay energetic like all day? So like one, you could like sleep really good and like this and that, and you wake up feeling refreshed, but then you like still get really tired during the day. Or like the other one, like, you feel energetic all throughout the day, but might not sleep the best.
I'd sleep all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that's gonna help me sleep, I'm going with that.
Yeah.
Because I struggle with sleep. So if I can sleep through the night and not wake up, sign me up for that. And thanks for the Recover for doing that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
welcome.
doing the same one because it takes me forever to fall asleep.
I don't do
Yeah.
well with sleep sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
if,
see, I
if
sleep
I can,
really well.
do you? That's
Yeah.
good.
I went through a period in college where I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mind just races, man. I lay
Yeah.
down the whole day. I'll replay this podcast in my head.
Yeah.
Things like that. So
Yeah.
anything that can help me sleep better, I'm on board with it, and that's why I love that Recover.
I found when I wake up at night, if I'm having one of those kind of brain attacks, I take the word sleep and repeat it in my head.
Oh yeah,
Sleep.
That's
like
an
it's an affirmation. Yeah.
Sleep. Yeah.
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 Rest,
I'll be
Z.
honest, my trick for the midday is, because I get up fairly early, and there's some days where it's, today, hell, I'll get home at, 9:30, and I'll get, because I'm in my car so much, I'll pull over in a parking lot and tip back and take a 15-minute power nap.
Quick little snooze.
Lock
yeah.
the doors, kick the seat back, and just crash. Set the alarm, 12, 15 minutes, come out of it, and go. Yeah.
Just a quick little rejuvenating.
Yeah, because you're just crashing.
I try to do that sometimes. Like if it's a podcast night, I'll come home real quick, lay on the couch. Usually when I'm trying to get one of those quick ones, I get those twitches. I'll be laying there and I start doing the whole twitching thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how I know I need that REM rebound.
Yeah. I found too, if I set my alarm for like 15 minutes, I'll wake up in 10 or 11 minutes and just be like, that's it. I'm in.
Let's
I'm
go.
back in the game.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that. Yeah.
Dude,
What would you choose?
I'm doing the sleeping.
Yeah.
You got to.
Because I toss and turn every single night. Like I wake up so frequently. Like every time I move, I wake up, and like I move a lot. Meredith, my girlfriend, has described me as like a tossing baby seal.
Yeah.
Like because like it's not just like soft movements in bed. Like I'm not just like slowly sloughing
flop
it
around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like okay, I have to get on my other side now, and it's like it's like a heavy flip.
Jump.
And I'm moving some weight here. It's not just a little boy like getting cozy with his comforter. Yeah, so I'm taking the sleeping.
All right.
But
Yeah.
that midday crash, it's not hard to overcome that. I've
things
overcame
to
that
do.
with like just doing some push-ups.
Yeah.
Some focused breathing,
Staying
just
hydrated.
a 10-minute walk.
Yeah.
A quick snack
You know,
will work
just-
for me.
Yeah,
something.
quick snack. Yeah.
So there's ways to overcome it.
There is. I'll take the sleep any day, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I find that I'm pretty good. I shoot for 8 hours, but between 6 and 8, I'm square and running hard.
Yeah, 6. I'm ready to go. As long as it's
Anything
a good
less than
6.
6, ooh, I feel
hurting.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything more than 8, and I also feel that negatively too.
That's
Sure.
true.
Yeah.
Stay in that window. That's
Yeah.
crucial. Yeah.
The Goldilocks zone is sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a Saturday or Sunday, I mean, if I sleep past 7 o'clock, I feel awkward.
Yeah.
7 a.m. is like my ultimate cutoff, and I still enjoy waking up 5:36 on the weekends. Just
Sure.
it's my comfort
So you can
zone.
get out there and get your overalls on and get some wood cut.
Yeah, man, I'm
A
so
wood cut and a
pumped.
wood chucking.
Yeah,
Hell
chuck,
yeah,
chuck,
brother.
chucking wood. Man, those overalls coming soon, huh?
They're coming, man.
Yeah.
They're coming.
Yeah.
We're getting close to that season. It was a record high in Denver today, but it's going to start cooling off.
It's gonna, and it'll cool off quick.
Yeah, it comes real quick
Yeah,
in these
it
parts.
does. It does, because hell, we're almost done with August.
I know.
Yeah.
So we got sexy September coming and then sober
Oh,
October.
There we go. There we
we're
go.
ready to rip tater chip.
And then no shave November.
Yep, no shave November,
Yeah.
December beard, January, and February fresh.
Wow.
Yep. So let's
Wow.
do this thing.
I couldn't do all those, dude.
Sure you could.
I'll be so natty by the end of that.
All right. Well, we'll
You
see.
know.
We'll see.
Well, hell yeah. I mean, it's been another great conversation.
Yeah, super
Obviously,
fun.
That's been a good one, bro.
Thanks
Mike's
for the
coming back in
discourse.
here. He's coming back in
Yeah,
here.
he
As
always
always.
is.
Yeah.
Mike's like
We'll turn another lap.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems like he's a quarterly guest.
Quarterly. I love it.
Quarterly guest.
So
we're going
that-
shooting, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
I'm
go
down.
shoot, and then we
Let's
can
set it up.
give us something good, chat about there too. But
Yep,
yeah, I
let's set
got
up.
the ears, and we'll bring some ears down.
We'll get some video of it, and we'll put it to the Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about it with the pod and stuff. Let's
Cool.
let's do it, man.
Yeah,
I'm down with
yeah,
that.
Watch
and,
people's trigger control, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like
we'll
a
dial
pro.
it in. We'll get the camera on the, see what's going on down range. We'll have some
Have
fun
fun.
with it.
Yeah,
So,
Cool.
hell yeah, man. Thanks for making the trip out
yeah,
here.
no, thank you guys.
Always love
Thanks to
sitting
all
down
the
with you.
listeners, and looking forward to hooking people up with some subscriptions.
Let's
Hell
go,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Thursday,
Yeah.
August 20th. Guys, get on there. mountainmade.life. Get that thing going. It's going to be out of sight, out of mind. Set it up so you
Yeah.
have this stuff coming
Done.
to your house every
Yep.
month.
Auto pay, auto ship.
Auto pay out of
There
shit.
it is, man.
Yep, we got some new stickers in. They ship with every order, so that's funky. And we even got some cool colored tissue paper to celebrate this new method of shipping. So
It's exciting.
yeah,
Nice.
getting fancy, like
That's exciting.
charcuterie.
Here we go.
Yeah,
I'm going to have
it's
to
the
set mine up on
charcuterie of
Thursday.
shipping.
I'm going to set it up, bro.
Yep, all
It's
right.
going to be cruising to me every month, so
Cruising.
you already know.
Cruising.
All right, guys.
So yeah, believe and achieve. Everybody out there, just set your mind to it and achieve it. Believe and achieve what you're trying to go through for this week. Little goals. Set little goals. Maybe not look at the big picture. Just look at that little thing. Like what's going to help you overcome. Just the next little step. I mean, because honestly, if you do that, you pay attention to every little step that you make. Eventually. You tread a lot of land, and all of a sudden you got a lot of experience behind you, So that's
it,
my
man.
believe and achieve
Yep.
for this episode, man. It's always a pleasure sitting here with you, Mike.
Thank you guys so much.
Good to see you, man. Yep. And to all our listeners, you guys know the drill. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Greatly helps the visibility. We got Chris Frazier in the building next week for episode 64. Going to be
Excited
a
to
fun
finally
one.
chat with you, man.
It's going to be a good time. Chris Frazier in building next week. Yeah, it's going to be a great year, man. We're just going to keep plugging along. You guys are the reason we do this every week, so we appreciate the support. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. Interact with us. Send us some words of the week. Send us some would you rathers. We want to get you guys involved. Keeps it fun, keeps it friendly. And you know what? You guys be good to yourselves because y'all deserve it.